Hello, this is Rem Fox with Food Science 475, Food Quality Management. This is my personal project of my optimization of time usage on a daily basis. So let's go ahead and get started with my analyze and improve phase. Oh, just kidding. What's going on here? Oh, here we go. So using a daily log, I'll track my time spent performing each of my daily tasks and will report where I'm losing time and why I'm losing that time throughout my day. I did that and figured out I need to reorganize my schedule so that I can better accomplish tasks throughout the week and get more things done during the week to leave my weekends open. I like to have my weekends to myself pretty much, and so getting as much done during the week as I can is like my big focus. And so with this project, I know I had a ton of credits this semester. I'm taking 20 credits, and so getting stuff done during the week was super important for me so I can focus on like studying for tests and just, I don't know, whatever on the weekends. So that was an important part of my my project. So pretty much what I did throughout the analyze and improve phase, using the data analysis from the measure phase, I found 3 things that I should probably do to change my scheduling to help my day go smoother. Pretty much every morning I wake up now, I plan out what assignments I'm going to do for homework so that when I'm free and I'm at my house or when I'm free and I'm on campus, I know what I'm supposed to be getting done instead of being worried about meetings and stuff during the day. So I guess that kind of brings me to the second thing, move extracurricular activities to the nighttime. So that was a big deal. Moving all my extracurricular stuff out of my out of the afternoon and like day portion of my schedule really helped a lot. It seemed like I was getting bogged down, like thinking about meetings and thinking about stuff like that and all this other shit when I had homework and stuff like that I was already, you're already in class, you just get out of class. It's easier to just do your homework right then rather than to put it off and wait until it's due and stuff like that. So moving that around really helped, and being sure to work on something every day to make sure the next day is easier. That's something that I've struggled with. So I'll take you over to my schedule and you'll be able to see. So this is my first go around the schedule. As you can see, there's a couple things right here that are like right in the middle of the day throughout the week that are just seriously like a pain. Don't need to be there. A couple of these extra things. This is like a national committee that I'm on for Sigma Chi, and I moved the conference calls that we have for IFC. I moved these. That's our interfraternity council, but I moved these meetings to later in the day on Thursday, right about here. So moving a couple of these things around has really helped me. And with Food Science 475, I cut this block out, and I'm really just trying to focus on getting stuff for this class done on Monday. So I'm not waiting till Friday or Saturday, because it seems like on Monday it's like really fun because you want to learn it, and with the online stuff, I'm not the best at keeping up with it. So by the time Thursday or Friday rolls around, like self-teaching myself this kind of stuff is kind of a pain. So you can see here that I just took that right out, and I'm trying to focus on this class just on Monday and Tuesday pretty much. And then as you can see, the rest of this is pretty free. So this is where I stick in my like little hours of homework and getting just the really like simple assignments done, maybe working on, it's like some project group, stuff in the mornings. And then in the nighttime, I have room to get all my extracurricular activities done, extra meetings and stuff like that. And then pretty much beyond that is just more homework. So yeah. So moving through my phases here. So this is from the measure phase. These were the 2 things that I had to kind of limit, was distractions, and my efficiency throughout the day has become a problem. So looking at the hours spent on each activity from the measure phase, you can see that it was kind of pretty evenly split between like my extracurricular activities and school right here down the middle. So school over here, extracurricular over here. Low numbers in some of the categories. Some of the classes were not doing so hot, and some of the extracurricular activities weren't doing so hot. Yeah, so that was not the best. It just didn't look like it was great. So here's what it looks like now. As you can see, I've taken out pretty much 2 categories. So I left Ecolab on here. That's where I'm working once I graduate, and I haven't had to do anything for them. I had a trip I had to use some stuff with. excuse me. I had a trip with those guys that I had to do in the early spring to finish out my internship, and I also had the sustainability project that I was working on that got finished up, so I didn't have to do that. But looking at my like the hours that I'm spending now, they seem to be a lot more quality hours that I'm getting out of my day. So my total hours that I spent, so it's out of 21 days, and I use like 16-hour days as like my baseline because I'm big on sleep. I get 8 hours of sleep every night pretty much. So my total hours that I spent working over 21 days was 22.0 or 220.5 hours. My available hours for those 21 days was 273, and then my hours that I was unavailable, which is like driving to class or like getting ready for class, like taking a shower and like eating throughout the day and everything like that. That was 36 hours, and then my unused hours, so the hours available or hours unavailable plus my hours spent, and subtract that from the total hours, is my unused hours. So hours that I was pretty much just like goofing off or like not doing anything with myself, which is pretty good. I mean, 16.5 hours, that's like out of 21 days. I mean, that's like 45 minutes a day that I just kind of get to screw around and chit chat and everything. So, not to say that, every other hour is like, oh, my day's so scheduled out that when I work on food science, 461 in my chem lab notebook, I don't do anything else besides look at that, but, it's just to like really help me to limit distractions and stuff like that. So, that's kind of what that spread looks like now. So that's a good improvement. This is my, I guess my chart for how the first 32 days went when I was doing the measure phase. Average was 8.73 hours, but the big thing to note here is just like the changes in the range, like going up and down and up and down, the whole thing. You can see my, excuse me again. My unutilized time is 110.5 hours, and this go around it was only 16. So, that was pretty sweet for me. That's a lot. This is more like 3 hours a day of screwing around, and so I've really kind of toned that down with planning things out a little better. So, the next slide shows you kind of the Six Sigma, how my day pretty much, or how my weeks have pretty much gone. These are a lot more in control, even though there's still a couple points that are out of control. But those are, points that are, this sounds like a total oxymoron, but points that are out of control as far as studying are pretty hard to control, because you have a lot of these aspects of like someday you'll have a project, or someday you'll have an extra meeting or a group, something going on. So for me, that's why there's quite a few spikes going through the days, and some of the weekends and everything like that are kind of low. But other than that, I think that I did a pretty good job of keeping up with everything. I had 6 points on here that are out of control, and I got 9.92 hours now as my average like time spent working on homework and just like going to work, like working on stuff. So I think that's pretty good. That's a solid improvement from the last one, and I think that just really like fine tuning this is something that's really important. I think one thing for me that's going to be even more crucial going into like next semester and like the workforce is being able to take this and knowing that I really like have control over this kind of stuff. So I feel like this is something that I'll try and monitor like outside of just this class. Like I know it's for a grade, but I've always like wanted to be really conscious of this kind of stuff and haven't been. And so now that I really know how to monitor this kind of stuff, it seems really silly to not be as conscious of it. So I think this has been great. This has helped me reasonably well to kind of get my my studies and schooling and all my extra stuff like under control, and learn about managing, not only time but managing myself. So I think it's been a good project, and I think I've learned a lot. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below, and I can't wait to see the rest of your presentations. So have a good one.